Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for December 1st, 2022. Can you believe it? It's already the last day of 2022. You know what always struck me kind of weird, man, is I'm 43 and we lose so many people every year. And I forgot somebody passed, I want to say like the last day of December of 2021 and then the first day of 2022. So it's kind of crazy how that works, but I can't believe it. I can't believe we are on the last month of the year. Shout out to Gaddy. What's going on, Dern? Glad you can be here, my friend. Lions Mania. What's going on, Mr. Poole? What's up, Log Branch? Sir Ken. Hope everybody is having a great Thursday. Had to meet with my son's school today virtually, so that was at 1:45. Ran for an hour, so I pushed it back to 3 o'clock, the show that is. Listen, I was telling y'all yesterday something that I'm very proud to announce, and I'm going to let the early gang check it out.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Oh, baby, that is big-time stuff! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Oh, baby.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Nick Harkson. I'm going to be your new host for a new show over here on Syndicate Sports Detroit called Touchdown Detroit Lions. It's going to air every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. West Coast, and I cannot wait to chat it up with you guys every single Tuesday. Now the Lions got the Jags this Sunday, and we need to get that win so we can start our roll and possibly get on a run to the playoffs. I know I said it. I'm crazy. Get in here on Tuesday. Get in them comments. Hassle me. Ask me questions. I'm here for it all. My name's Nick Harkson. We're starting a new show called Touchdown Detroit Lions on Syndicate Sports Detroit. I will see you then on Tuesday. Peace.
Man, I am excited about that, man. Shout out to my guy, Nick, man. Put this together in a week. Actually, we followed each other on Twitter, and he was asking about a podcast. I told him we had a spot. We hooked up, we linked up, and we got this done in no time flat. So he signed up a contract, and he's part of the team, man. So Tuesdays, 5 p.m. EST, Touchdown Detroit Lions. Nick has a little bit of background. He had his own YouTube channel that he ran for a short time, and I'm excited about that. So I hope you guys support the new show. It will be different. I don't know if you guys are going to see me on Tuesday at all, or just him. So I appreciate the support. But man, listen, we have a good show for y'all today. Good show for y'all today. All right. Now, yeah, I got to say this, man. Detroit Lions fans, I think we like to be miserable. I think that's what we want to do. Now, you'll see the question and answer. Should the Detroit Lions trade up to get a quarterback? But there's a reason I put that there. We'll talk about that a little later. But we'll start the show by talking about Detroit Lions fans and how miserable we like to be. Okay? I am convinced 100% that we like to be miserable because we can't see the positive in anything. All right? In nothing. There is no positive in anything we see. All right? I made a video yesterday about Jameson Williams, how, first of all, people got to understand the game of YouTube. All right. They have to understand the game of YouTube, and they have to understand that YouTube is a business. All right. I will never clickbait people because that's not who I am. But you gotta kind of spice it up a little bit, okay? And people, the Detroit Lions fan base, they're a little touchy. They're a lot touchy. All right. Now, we got the SOL fans, but let me get right into it. Now, I could make another video. I can milk the whole Jameson Williams thing because the Detroit Lions are ecstatic. The fans are ecstatic to see this guy. We cannot wait. But I want to show y'all something. All right? And this this really bugs me. Yesterday, I made a video about Jameson Williams that he was 100%. Made a video. Jameson Williams is 100%. You know, I had to click it up a little bit. I had to spruce it up, make it intriguing, because that's how this thing goes. All right. And you know what I got? He's not 100%. He's not cutting or he's not doing anything. He's not. It's almost like people just want to be miserable. They don't want to have any hope. They don't want to. You remember that Isaiah Thomas commercial? I know my old school. If you over 40, you remember it. It was a Detroit Edison commercial, formerly known as Detroit Edison, now DTE. And it was an Isaiah Thomas commercial. I think he had on the tight shorts, the outfit. And he says, "Look up." And the kid says, "But I don't see anything." Oh, breaking news. Von Miller is placed on IR. He's going to miss 4 games. So that means he's going to come back with a push to the playoffs. Man. That's how we want to be miserable. Detroit Lions fans, I'm convinced now that we want to be miserable. Now, why am I bringing this up? Oh, Detroit, Jameson Williams is not 100%. He's not cutting. He's not doing any of that. How can you say he's 100%? You obviously haven't played a down of football in your life, because this guy's not cutting. He's not doing anything. I don't understand why people got to think you have to play football or played football to know the game. Exactly, Mr. Poole. And that's where I'm going. I could make this a segment, okay? As a matter of fact, let's do it. Detroit Lions fans, you guys are a mess. I swear we can't have anything nice. It's like you tell your kids, if you want to keep it nice, they want to keep their stuff nice, right? But your stuff, they'll break. They'll spend your money, but they want to hold on to their own. We don't want anything nice. I made a video yesterday about Jameson Williams being 100%. A lot of Lions fans seem to believe that this man is not 100%. They seem to believe that the Detroit Lions, that they paid a doctor under the table to clear him. They seem to believe that Jameson Williams is not 100%. Let me tell you something, as Bernie Mac would say. My horrible Bernie Mac impression. Let me tell you something. He is 100%. He's not going to touch the field if he's not. No doctor is going to clear him if he's not. Now, game speed, 100% game ready, that's something different. I said that yesterday. But no, Detroit Lions fans don't want anything nice. All right? Jameson Williams is in his early 20s. I wish I was in my early 20s. You wake up with knee pain after 40. The man is fine. The knee, you'll be surprised. You ever cut your body and you look down and 5 minutes later, what's happening? There's a scab already forming, because your body is built to repair itself immediately. Begin that process. And that's what this young man. So Jameson Williams he's not cutting. You don't know what you're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. Well, let me tell you something. Jameson Williams, courtesy of somebody's Twitter page. Look at Jameson. Now, this is J-Mo again. And yesterday, we saw that he was running against Khalif Raymond. Now, this ain't Khalif because he's a little darker than Khalif. But he was running against Khalif Raymond and Amon Ra. Now, it wasn't really a race. But this is Jameson Williams right here. Okay? Let's take a look at Big J-Mo. Now, it wasn't a harsh cut. It wasn't an abrupt cut. We're going to watch it again. There's another play, if I can find it, of Jameson Williams doing even a quicker cut, a more steep cut than that. Jameson Williams is all right. He's been fine. I keep trying to tell y'all that. We don't want to have nice things. This guy is not going to play if he's not ready. Ben Johnson today in his press conference said that Jameson Williams is ecstatic about being on the field, that his eyes light up, his demeanor changes when he takes the field. McKenzie says he's 100%. He said he was 80 at June when he was working with his personal trainer. I think that's when we got the video of him sprinting. I don't understand why we have to be so nitpicky. Like, seriously, the dude is all right. He's perfectly fine. And then, like I said, there's another video of him making an even more cut, like a more kind of abrupt, steep cut than that one. Everybody. This man is probably bigger than I've seen in a long time when it comes to the Detroit Lions. And he's all right. He's that much of a game changer that I guess we don't want to see him out there. Right? Now, I told you this over and over and over. Football is a contact sport. And some of us are dumb enough to play it, tackle football with no equipment, no training, no nothing. We just out in the backyard. Injuries are going to happen. Hopefully they don't happen for him. But they're going to happen. An ankle here, a hand there, a toe there. But injuries are going to happen. This man, it has been 11 months in 9 days since his injury. 11 months. Okay? He probably, like McKenzie said, was 80% in June, which would put him 100, I say, in September. 100%. My belief, based on Ben Johnson's comments today, that they were holding Jameson Williams back. Not so he didn't hurt himself, because they were concerned. They wanted to baby him so much because they got Brad traded up to get him that they took forever. I truly believe, based on just the ability of the body to heal, that he was probably walking in a matter of weeks. He probably was running in a matter of months, and he was cutting by the summer. Nick says, better safe than sorry. That's true. But sometimes you can be overprotective, right? One thing when we're raising our kids, we don't want to be overprotective. We don't want to be an overprotective father, overprotective mother. Jameson Williams is all right. And for everybody that was in them streets yapping at the gums, this one here is for you.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
Man, I'm telling you, people, Lions fans, relax, bro. This kid is going to be okay. He's trending in sports right now. He's trending because everybody can't wait to see him. We got to relax. Now, Dern says, Grid, did you take that quote from me and Voxer? We Lions fans can never have anything nice. Dern, was that from today, bro? I did listen, but then I had the meeting, and unless you said it recently. They are like that mom that put bubble wrap on his kids to play outside. Yeah. And Jameson's fine, man. He's going to be fine. He could not wait until he got back out here. But listen. All right, now this gonna be something else. Oh, that was weeks. Bro, I don't know. Darren, I don't remember what happens yesterday, bro. Like seriously, you know how Chris Hemsworth got that? He's like susceptible to Alzheimer's. I feel like I might be that guy too, man. I don't remember what happened yesterday, bro. But listen, we got some good news. Okay, so if you weren't in a show yesterday, Tim Boyle is a Chicago Bear. If you didn't hear that, all right. Jonah Jackson and Jeff Okudah are both back to practice without restrictions. That is giant because we need Jonah on that line. And we definitely need Jeff because we're going to have our hands full. We got Jamal Agnew. We got Marvin Jones. We got Tay Jones, right? We got Christian Kirk, the $1 billion man. So we're going to have our hands full. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are so much not a pushover. Not only are they not a pushover, they're favored to win this game. Some circles, they're +1. Some circles, they're not. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to ask you because, see, this I thought about this morning. I'm talking to my guys, Trox and Dern. We talk every day, and we're talking about the quarterback. See, Dern is ready for change. He's ready for greatness. And I get that. I understand that. I understand that 100%. But none of us know what the Lions are going to do. We have no clue. We have no idea what they're going to do at all. But the reason that you see the question and answer pinned comment is because I saw this today. And the pinned comment, the question and answer says, should the Detroit Lions trade up to get a QB? What do you guys think? Somebody said something earlier, but I missed the comment. Logbranch says, unless Brad falls in love with the guy, no, we need to build up the rest of the team first. Nick says, no. Single Dads Club says, no, we shouldn't draft up to get a QB. Well, you guys know how I feel. And you know, when you make content, sometimes you got to compromise. Sometimes you got to, the draft can be a hot topic. And me personally, I don't really care for talking about it during the season. Y'all know why. Y'all have heard it before. But I'm willing to compromise sometime. If the conversation is good enough, I'm willing to make a compromise. And it's people's life to talk about the NFL draft. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. The draft is for 3 days every single year. And for 362, there's no NFL draft. So, but you're still talking about it. At least with the NFL, it's something happening. It's free agency. You got people cut. You got, should we sign this person, this, that, and the third, right? But here, the draft is only 3 days. And you don't know what is going to happen until you hear this. But I saw an article today from CBS Sports. In this latest mock draft, Lions trade up to secure Jared Goff's replacement as QBs go 1, 2, and 3. Dern says, all depends on where you are trading up from what spot. How much do you have to give? Okay, so Mr. Poole, I knew somebody would have seen it. Wait till y'all see this. What's up? Hatter says Rams is a top 3 pick for sure. Oh, yeah. Everybody. Sean McVay having a garage sale over there. He's shutting it all down. Aaron Donald, out. Stafford, maybe done for the season. Cooper, probably done for the season. I don't know what's going on with John Walford, but absolutely. That means the Lions are going to get probably a top 3 pick. Now, I told y'all that. Dern says, is it that Chicago trade? I saw that yesterday, and I threw up a little bit in my mouth. I had to clear it from the side of my cheek. It came on my mouth a little bit. But I swallowed it because I ain't want nobody else to get it. I ain't want nobody else to have to smell the stench of that ridiculous Chicago trade. But this one is equal. This one is up there too. According to CBS mock draft, Lions trade up to secure Jared Goff's replacement as QBs go 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama. I forgot to play my jingle. And the crowd goes wild. All right, now the Detroit Lions are on the clock. They're sitting there. Brad Holmes turns the card in and gets a fine. The NFL is mad at him 3 years in a row. We get no primetime games. That was the wrong button. With the second pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Will Levis, quarterback, Kentucky. Detroit runs the risk of losing a top quarterback if it sticks at number 5 overall. Meanwhile, Chicago is able to slide back, pick up some additional draft capital, and still get one of the 2 elite defenders in this class. Lions move up to get a long-term replacement for Jared Goff. Carolina was among the teams lurking. So the Detroit Lions are going to move up and trade with the Chicago Bears, who are picking number 5. Now, is this the trade from yesterday? But the Detroit Lions are going to move up to get Will Levis. C.J. Stroud goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Jalen Carter goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lord, that's all we need. Will Anderson Jr. goes number 5 overall to the Chicago Bears. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And we trust these guys? We listen to CBS Sports? I'd rather listen to Mel Kiper. Who is Mel Kiper anyway? That's why they picking second in the draft every single year. With the 8th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Kaylee Ringo, cornerback, Georgia. Jeff Okudah has looked much improved this year, and Kirby Joseph is a promising young piece to that secondary. Ringo, who checks all of the physical boxes, lifts the potential of that unit even more. But this was about the quarterback. Now I'm going to tell you what. I'm not trading up to get nobody because we need all the capital we can get. And we talked about it earlier in this week's shows. How many picks do the Detroit Lions have? See, I thought they got TJ Hawkinson's 20. They got a second and a third this coming year for TJ Hawkinson. We gave Minnesota TJ a fourth this coming year and a conditional fourth next year. Mr. Poole says CBS really don't want to see Detroit be a good or compliment team. They cannot stand us. I secretly think CBS Sports hates us. Just like the NFL hates us for these dreaded Thursday night games. The deal with Amazon is looking to be the absolute worst, and it's 10 years. How about that? So what do y'all think? Should the Detroit Lions trade up to get a quarterback? And if so, is that quarterback Will Levis from Kentucky? Now, y'all know my answer. I'm not giving you nothing. Y'all saw me react toward the draft. I'm not trading up. I'm not trading up, and Will Levis is going to be his replacement. Now, why can't we get, if you want a quarterback that bad, you got two opportunities. There'll be some first rounders you can take. Let me ask you a question. I know some people is Bryce Young or bust. Some people is rounds 1 and 2. What for you, and those watching on playback, what for you is the absolute latest you want to see the Detroit Lions take a quarterback? But according to CBS Sports, we take Will Levis, second overall, trading up with the Bears. Man, I'm telling you, CBS Sports, I think they be putting something in they water or something. What are we talking about here? I like Levis, but I wouldn't trade up. Gaddy says, man, no thank you. Dern says you won't need to trade up at 3. Yeah. Well, for some reason, they think the Rams are going to be picking 8. I don't know how that's going to happen. Rams ain't going to win another game. Salty, what's up, big dog? Says, Will Levis haven't done anything in college but throw picks and lose games. Jamal is a clown, man. Look at the thing. All right, let me check it out, Mr. Poole. Jamal Williams passed these robes out to everyone in the Lions offense today. Had some made for the coaches, too. Hey, he better stop fumbling. Lord have mercy. Let me show y'all this. Jamal Williams is a absolute fool, man. You better hold on to the ball, big dog. Look at Big Maul, man. These are pictures of his. Matter of fact, we use this photo all the time. These are pictures of Jamal. Well, see, it's good to see his money being spent the right way on other people. That is crazy. He better not fumble the ball no more this season. No more. Jamal is a loony. That's my dude, man. So that's a no, right? That's a no. Y'all said a no to Will Levis. A no to a trade up, period. To a trade up, period. I agree. I don't want to trade up at all. We got Hutch, number 2. We're going to talk more about him later. We are in prime, whether you want a quarterback or not, right? Whatever you want, we're in prime position to get both of them. The Lions pick currently number 3, right? Is it 3 or something like that? And 12 or 13. So we got 2 primo first-round picks. Now, I wish we had what the Jets had last year. I wish we had what the Giants had last year, 2 top 10s. The Jets had like 3 top 10s. It was, last year, 5 teams, something like that, that had the first 10 picks, and we only had 1. Where can I see a clip of J-Mo that you may have not seen? Cloudy, which one is it? Is it him running? But you can send it to my Twitter, man. You see it on the thing, at Lion Syndicate. You can DM me if you have Twitter. But I showed some when we first started, bro. Salty says, when you draft a quarterback, it's all about the leadership being able to make all the throws not turning the ball over if he doesn't fit the bill. When did I say that about Allen? Okay, I have no idea. No, he said they said the same thing about Allen, Salty. Y'all need to slow down and read, man. So do I. Okay, Claudia, I got your follow, man. Followed you back real quick. All right, now we about to do something. Okay, you just tweeted me. Let me see. YouTube Shorts. Claudia, you late in the mud, bro. That video is from that video is a week old, bro. Today. Hey, Claudia, you know you my dog, man. But I got to give you one of these. Bro. Come on, man. You can't be sending me week-old clips. That clip was from before the Buffalo game. But listen. Now I'm about to ruffle some feathers. All right? We're going to end that Q&A. Yeah, Claudia, I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, we that came out. I think that they showed that right before I went live for Thanksgiving. All right, y'all ready? Well, before we do that, because we might never ever get off this guy. But we got to get some love, man. We got to get some credit to where credit is due. This man's going to be a bust. That's what they say. Another thing Detroit Lions fans are quick to say. Now, I said Jeff Okudah was trending bust because he was drafted 3rd overall and had played 10 games. And I think it does matter where you are drafted. If you're drafted high and you don't play, I think you're trending bust, right? But Okudah, let me ask y'all a question. Do you think Jeff Okudah is living up at this moment, is worthy of a 3rd overall pick? It's a yes or no question. No explanation needed. Yes or no? And Mr. Poole jumped the segment, but that's what I'm going to talk about. And you know what? We're going to talk about something else too later, because I see a question in there. That's going to set me ablaze. Okay? We're going to talk about it directly after this. Y'all said this man was going to be a bust. Now, when I say y'all, I'm using it in a general sense of typical Lions fans, the same ones that were rooting for Matthew Stafford, the same ones that bought a Detroit Rams shirt, the same ones that I would light on fire, figuratively, if I saw them wearing that shirt. Mr. Aiden Hutchinson becomes the 3rd Lion in Lions history to win NFL Defensive Rookie of the Month. Now, they have a stat for everything. They have a stat and an award for how many rookies fold the most towels. They have a stat for how fast rookies shower. They have a stat for everything, every single thing in the NFL. Before you know it, there's some stat from the 1960s that we didn't know about. But Aiden Hutchinson, the 2nd overall pick, is the 3rd Lion to receive Defensive Rookie of the Month. Not of the year, not of the week, but of the month. Now, he has 5.5 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, 33 total pressures, and 2 interceptions. Now, I've seen that really his only competition is not the 1st overall pick in Trayvon Walker, but a later pick in Sauce Gardner. Now, I don't know how many interceptions Sauce has right now, but I know he is mad. He locking people up over there. And I know, based on how this thing is trending, that Hutch is going to have to end with 10 sacks, maybe a couple fumble recoveries, forced fumbles, something like that, to win it. I think it's a shot. We got 6 games left. Now, Chase Young had 5.5 his rookie year. Nick Bosa had 9.5. Chase had 4 forced fumbles and 3 fumble recoveries, something like that. And Bosa was a beast as well. But that's a fantastic sign for the people that wanted to call him a bust. And he joins former second overall pick in 2010 in Ndamukong Nasty Boy Suh for the last player to do it. He's won Rookie of the Week. Now he's won Rookie of the Month. Defensive Rookie of the Month. You have to be trending Rookie of the Year right now. So let me know what y'all think, man. And that Lions fans, we got to calm down. Now, I'm not speaking for myself, because for me, if you picked second overall, you got to perform. That's it. To me, the bust label can technically be slapped on anyone in the first round, no matter where you're picked. But the higher you're picked, the quicker that label comes. Y'all was ready to call Aiden Hutchinson a bust after the first game. Then he disappeared. He showed up for game 2. He disappears for 3 games. He's back to being a bust. Then he gets an interception, couple sacks. Now he's not so busty. Then he gets another interception, and now now y'all okay. I'll just go on the record and say that Aiden Hutchinson has been my guy since day one. I've never wavered. I was not convinced that Kayvon Thibodeau was the pick, because as I said in a show earlier this week, and I'll say it to y'all again, I believe that based on the culture of the Detroit Lions, they don't want people who are not going to contribute to the team. All right? Now, this is going to be you might not like this, but I don't care. It's my thoughts, and you can have yours, right? Kayvon Thibodeau didn't play in his bowl game. C.J. Stroud not playing in his bowl game. C.J. Stroud already said, I'm not playing if it ain't playoff. Speaking of playoffs, they're going to go up to 12 teams in 2024 and 2025. Kayvon Thibodeau didn't do it. You know who did do it? Joe Burrow. Trevor Lawrence. Remember that? In 2020? You know who did do it? Aiden Hutchinson and Jameson Williams. And both of those guys are on our team. I don't think the Detroit Lions look too kindly in you sitting out your bowl game. I just don't. They understand it, but at the same time, they don't want people that's going to sit out. Do I still think they take you? I do. But I think it can hurt you a little bit if you decide not to play. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about Hutch winning Defensive Rookie of the Month, and what do you think his chances are to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? I have no idea what's going on in the chat, but I'm telling you what. Maybe I should have Adam on the show so he can yell at y'all and whatever, because I don't know what is going on. What is happening now? Now, I saw something that I'm going to talk about. I might go extra hard on the segments today because there's not a show tomorrow. All right, but 313, I see what you said there. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. I'm trying to see, make sure I catch up. That's just guys not willing to risk their bag for a game for a college team they ain't getting paid by. Yeah, Salty, you might not be getting paid by the team, but you can get paid for your likeness now. You can get paid for your likeness. And you speaking facts. But what that says, can we agree that you're putting the bag over the team, right? Mr. Poole says extended shows on Thursday. Wait, who got extended shows on Thursday? Oh, extended shows on Thursday. Oh, I'm a little slow, bro. Hutch has a 40% chance to make Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I think it's about 50-50, right? You know what? You could be right. 60-40. I could go with that. Couple more sacks, fumble, something like that. He might. Because how many interceptions does Sauce have? And I'm going to tell you, man, I don't know, man. If Hutch ends with like 10.5 sacks or 9.5 sacks and something like that, Sauce, he's got 2. All right, so listen, be non-biased, all right? Be non-biased if you can, because I know it's hard for teams to do. Who do you think right now should have Defensive Rookie of the Year right now? All right, so this comes from Kyle Minke. Shout out to KD. Says, Aiden Hutchinson told me he thought he was going to Jacksonville until his agent called him and said it wasn't happening about a week before the draft. Guess my arms were not quite long enough, he said, laughing. We'll see if that inch or a couple of inches was the difference. Hey, listen. Okay, so Sauce. So y'all saying that based on his overall production, right? The fact that he is locking down his defenders. Now, I believe I see. I don't really know. I haven't seen him and the impact that he's made as far as his play style and stuff like that in the NFL. I have not seen one Jets game this year. The only first one I get to do is when they play the Lions. I will say something about this, right? You know who else got short arms? Who else in the league got short arms? A very specific person. Okay, I'll give you a hint because y'all are not gonna guess. He's a defender. And I don't want to give it away, but he's been in the league for a handful of years. The Lions could have had him. 313, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was told he got short arms. And it ain't affecting him now. So I almost made a video about that before the draft about Hutchinson's arms. I found a website where they got all the measurements of these people. This whole, I think Aaron, his arms are like 33.5 inches or something like that. But it was a very similar comparison. And I was like, if that's the comparison, then Hutch gonna be a dog. Period. All right. Now we got a couple more segments that I want to talk about. Okay. And I know one, I'm gonna keep one toward the end because this guy, we're gonna talk about Jared Goff, man. We're gonna talk about him again today because we can't help but not talk about this dude. But it's something else that I want to talk about before that. So I saw it in the comment section, and we're going to make this. Hey, Nate, I'm telling you, bro, you either love or you hate this guy. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. You either love Jared Goff or you hate him, period. For those of you just now joining us, there will be a show. I won't be on Tuesdays. What I'll do is I'll do this. If you guys want to see 2 shows, one at 2 and one at 5, I can do that. We can do that. Or we can just skip me Tuesday and have Nick. We got a new show called Touchdown Detroit Lions. Will be hosted by my man Nick, just joined the team yesterday, as a matter of fact. We've been working it out since last week, and he is going to host a weekly show. Unfortunately for y'all, it's about the Detroit Lions. I'm still looking for other content creators as well. But right now, the Detroit Lions, man, are the hottest thing. It's hard to find people who want to do this and who want to contribute. I got some other guys I'm looking at too. I know y'all would hate if I did this, but y'all would hate. Would y'all watch the show if I brought in Lions Forum? Would y'all watch the show? I feel like y'all would, man. I feel like y'all be mean to him. I didn't know he was under 30. It's crazy. That is crazy. Lions Mania says yes. Salty says I wouldn't. Hatters House says yes. Okay. Anything I watch? All right. Hey, understand something here. Now, that's my dude, man. I got no issues with him. I don't have to say nothing about golf because he take care of it for me. All right. So, let's do this. We're going to make this a segment because y'all about to get some smoke right here. All right. So in the chat, 313, this ain't directed towards you, my man, but y'all about to get some smoke. Okay? Should the Lions go after Lamar Jackson? Should the Lions go after Lamar Jackson?
No, no, no.
No.
No, no, no.
No.
No, no, no.
No. And we need to stop with this nonsense. Lamar Jackson, we have to stop. Now, me personally, I'm not trying to dog on the guy, rag on the guy, but I call him this.
Man, he's so crazy, better pick up the phone. Lamar Wilson.
There's an ongoing joke during my streams that I call Lamar Jackson Lamar Wilson, okay? Because Lamar Jackson, he threw a beautiful ball to Deshaun Jackson on Sunday. Beautiful. Flick off the wrist. I was like, oh. It was in the air for about 65, 70. D-Jack, old man D-Jack, caught it, fell down, could have scored. Lamar Jackson, for every one good throw, there's 5 bad ones. There's 5 bad ones. And I don't want my quarterback running first. I don't want this man running first. Because guess what? He is their offense. He is their, if he go down, the Ravens are done. And please don't debate me about Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. It's not a comparison. Lamar Jackson can stay where he is. The man trying to get his money. I dig it. He turned down, rumor has it, $150 million, whatever it was. But I don't want him nowhere near my team. Nowhere near my team. You know who else does that a lot? Jalen Hurts. You know who do it a whole lot? Lamar Jackson. And Ravens fans will go toe-to-toe with you over their quarterback. He's a former MVP. How many times have Lamar Jackson thrown over 4,000 yards in his career? Lamar won an MVP. That's what we basing this on? Y'all being serious right now? Y'all basing Lamar MVP. Okay, how many playoff games have Lamar Jackson won? Now listen, I don't dislike the guy. I just don't want him on my team. I don't want him on my team. Shake and bake Ricky Bobby. He good at all that. He's not a great thrower of the ball, which to me, a quarterback needs to be. Because Michael Vick, oh boy. For those of you old enough to remember Michael Vick, pre-dog arrest Michael Vick, it is no comparison. There is no comparison. Salty says Lamar hasn't had great supporting cast either. Okay. I'm sorry, bro. Salty. Okay, that's fine. But do you believe that with that supporting cast, he would actually throw the football? Do you think with that supporting cast, he would throw the football? Okay, so Salty says yes. So y'all telling me in the chat that Lamar's run pass option, his all that stuff is based on the fact that his receivers are not good. That's what we're hearing. Because I feel like, because guess who else does that? Jalen Hurts. And he got some pretty good receivers. Now, what I think is that the entire offense is designed around Lamar Jackson and his ability to run the football. And one day, okay, you know what? Let's take the receivers out of that. Let's take the receivers out of that. If Lamar had Amon-Ra and J-Mo, we would have the most explosive offense in the NFL. That could be true. That could be true. But you know what? You know who I want? I want a quarterback that can make a 5-yard pass, whether that's Jared Goff or anybody else. I want a quarterback who can make a 5-yard pass. That's what I want. It's you know what's funny to me is a lot of these quarterbacks that can move around in the pocket and do all that stuff that they run first, they can't throw worth 2 cents. So that's what we doing. Y'all, oh my goodness. Zay, I think you got two personalities, bro. I think you got grit and you got this guy over here. No, man. Y'all are Lamar happy. So y'all need this again.
Man, he's so crazy, better pick up the thumb. Lamar Wilson.
Y'all are Lamar. I see it now. I am convinced now that y'all are 100%. You either love or hate guys. I see it now. Y'all want a dude who runs. That's what y'all want. You don't want a pocket passer. That's what you want. Because Lamar Jackson, he does some really, really great things. Putting people on skates, spin moving, matting all the time. I personally do not want Lamar on. I don't want a quarterback like Lamar. Because you know what I get sick of watching? 100%. I get sick of watching the same play over and over. Jalen Hurts and Lamar. It's the same thing over and over and over. I'm over it. I don't want to see that. But the point about Lamar is this. Here's the point about Lamar. Lamar is not going to be a Detroit Lion. A, he wants way too much money. B, will the Ravens let go of him? Y'all can read into whatever you want. He picked Detroit as one of the teams he would want to go to. He probably did. But Brad Holmes would have to handicap his entire NFL, this whole team, just to get him. Let me ask you this. The Lions fans that want Lamar Jackson, I almost called him Wilson, on the team, what would you expect year one? There's no if. There's no if we do this, the only variable is Lamar Jackson. What would you want from your Detroit Lions year one under Lamar Jackson? Let me know. And this, you know what, y'all, this is what I love. I love doing this. I love this conversation. As ridiculous as some of it sounds to me, I love this. Okay, so Zay says playoffs instantly. Playoffs? If you see whatever you see in Lamar, Lamar's solid. Don't get me wrong. He's solid. He does some great things. I'm just not a fan of his game. That's all I'm saying. I've never been a fan of his game. Ever. That type of quarterback for me just doesn't work. Now, I love me some Michael Vick. Michael Vick can put that thing. Now, I will say this. That pass that he threw on Sunday, I was like, ooh. Like it'll be like, dang, man, he threw that ball. And then it's like, bro, but you can't hit this. Rollins, you late in the mug, bro. If you want to update, if you came here for that, then you need to go back to the beginning of the show, big dog. Because we done moved on from that. But yeah, we heard something. I just don't want to see this guy get hurt. One day I see those type of quarterbacks. And Lamar's not a slider. Like, you know who's a smart quarterback? Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a very smart quarterback. That brother has no intention of getting any extra yardage. Lamar is not really going to lower the shoulder like Josh Allen. But Lamar take the contact too. And I just see something really, really bad happening to those guys. But it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're not going to handicap this team by trading for Lamar Jackson. It's not going to happen. So if you want him, you would be better off. Wow, Larry says Lamar going to end up like RG3. What a career. Wow, what a brutal end to that, man. Busted up his knee, and that was the end of that. Nate says, give me a tall Kyler Murray, and I'll personally pack JG bag. Did y'all hear what's going on with Kyler, man? Hey, listen, y'all, I worry about y'all, man. I worry about y'all. Salty, he meant the fact that his career ended on an injury. That's what he means. I knew what he was talking about. I don't know about y'all, bro. Because Kyler Murray, y'all just want flashiness. I see that. Von D, we said it at the same time. Y'all want flashiness. You don't necessarily want to win. You want something that looks pretty. That's what you want. Kyler seems like trouble. He seems like trouble. 100%. Yelling at the head coach. Patrick Peterson called him out yesterday. He clapped back. Dude is what, 24, 25, somewhere around there? Yeah, that's who y'all want leading this team? Y'all want somebody? I wish Kyler Murray would try to yell at Dan Campbell. Kyler have to turn the Mighty Mouse real quick. Because Dan Campbell ain't having that. Let Kyler try to run. Man, could y'all, wait, hold on. Could y'all see that? Hey, excuse my hot take. Why did you ask about the Pistons, bro? Now let me paint this picture with y'all. Kyler Murray walking to the sidelines. Do you think he yells at Dan Campbell? Have you lost your mind? You remember that episode of The Cosby Show when Claire was talking to Vanessa when she went to Baltimore all the way to see the Wretched? And she told her to shut up. You better answer me when I'm talking to you, girl. You think that Kyler Murray gonna talk to Dan Campbell like he talked to Big Cliff? You out your mind. You out your mind. I heard that Cliff need to be fired. That's what I heard. According to Patrick Peterson believes that Cliff gonna get the boot and they're gonna keep Kyler. Listen. That's just funny to me. Dan Campbell would put him in a timeout. I was building the perfect QB. Listen. I would take Kyler over Lamar. And I don't want neither one of them. I don't think Lions fans, most of them want them either. I put a tweet on Twitter before the season began. I said the Detroit Lions are Kyler Murray is not coming to Detroit. It was my biggest tweet of all time. I was asking about Pistons because I talk to them sometimes on my TikTok. That's what I thought, bro. Holla at your boy, man. Holla at your boy, big dog. I think I seen your content, right? I'm serious, man. Holla at me. Go to my Detroit Lions Syndicate page and fill out the form, bro. Go to About and fill out the form, man. Do it. Just do it. Because I don't have a Pistons guy. Detroit Lions Syndicate, go to About, and it's a part that says want to become a channel host. Go there. All right, so let's do this, y'all. Let's live in the reality, because that's where we are right now. How long we been on? Man, these shows be going quick, man. We done. But let's live in the reality. And the reality is, Kyler Murray is currently not our quarterback. And my reality, he never will be. Lamar Jackson is not our quarterback. Never will be in my reality. Okay? But in the actual reality, Jared Goff is our current quarterback. And it was something I saw that I said, I got to bring this up because y'all going to get it. They're going to get a kick out of this. I said, they're going to get a kick out of this, and I already know. So this will be our last segment. Mr. Poole, man, says extended Thursdays with the man face. Well, let's see how this thing go. Now, Dern he's over Jared Goff. He's over Jared Goff, and Jared Goff is my quarterback right now. I gotta love him or hate him, he's my quarterback. All right. And I got a question for y'all. It's something that he said yesterday that I want y'all opinion on. We're talking about Jared Goff, and Jared Goff is I would say about 3 or 4 times a week, this man's name come up. Detroit Lions fans, most of them have looked past Jared Goff. They're ready for something better. Dern said something yesterday that was interesting, and I had to retort, because you know me, I like to retort. Dern said that Jared Goff isn't anything special, and I agreed. Jared Goff is not special. And we talked about how Calvin Johnson was special. Barry Sanders was special. And you can even say Matthew Stafford was special. And what do those three have in common outside of Barry? Two of them have never won a playoff game. Barry was one game away from the Super Bowl. Special players, right? We could all agree. I throw Matthew Stafford in there too. Special players. All of that combined, they have one playoff win. So I understood Dern with the special comment that Lamar, I'm sorry.
Man, he's so crazy, better pick up the thumb. Lamar Wilson.
You got to go to the last segment for the joke. That Jared Goff is nothing special. And I agree. If you look at the pool of, he doesn't do anything special. Right? Like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't do those things. My retort to Dern was that I would much rather have an average players and got wins than a special player and no wins, because we had that. Now Dern says none of them have anything to do with this team. Different coaches, better O-line than Stafford had, an actual run game. Okay? All of that is true, Dern. 100%. My point was the fact that a special player, in my opinion, is not going to equal wins. So the reason I brought up Jared Goff is because he gets criticized a lot for his inaccurate deep ball and his decision making. Dern showed me a stat today from M Live, I believe it was, Dern, about that Jared Goff throws an average of his balls travel, footballs that is, his footballs in the air, because people need to be clarified on that, travel less than 4 yards through the air per attempt. And Jared Goff can't throw the deep ball, right? That's what he if he throws it, he's inaccurate. A la DJ Chark, he missed Josh Reynolds, but Josh Reynolds never located the ball. And as the young ones would say, pause. Exactly. That ain't where my mind went, but I'm just having a little fun today. So Jared Goff can't throw the deep ball. He's inaccurate. He throws footballs. When he throws his balls, footballs that is, through the air, they travel less than 4 yards on average. So there's some concern on whether or not he is going to be able to get the ball to Jameson Williams. But he had a guy back in L.A. And according to Dave Burkett, Jared Goff says that Jameson Williams' speed reminds him of Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks. They spent the 2018 season together. That was the same year that they went to the Super Bowl. Goff said he's fast. He's very fast. He's very, very fast. So that's 3 varies if you're counting, and 2 fast, or 3 fast. 3 varies and 3 fast. Asked to put Williams' speed in perspective, Goff said the rookie reminds him of Cooks, a 6-time 1,000-yard receiver who had a career high of 1,204 yards on 80 catches in his first season with the LA Rams. He said, Brandon Cooks is probably the fastest guy I've played with, and it's a different type of speed, though. And again, I haven't seen him play in a real game, but he's longer. He's a stride guy. He's got length. He's got wingspan. Brandon was more just kind of a burner and has done that well for a long time. But Jameson, he can extend on guys. He can really make catches away from his body, that type of stuff. Now, with all that being the case, will Jared be able to get the ball to him? He said, look good, Goff said. Did some stuff limited today, but look good, and we'll see how he progresses. If it's this week, if it's next week, if it's the week after, I don't know, but he looked good to me. So the question is that I propose to you. Jared Goff compares Jameson Williams, although a different type of speed, to Brandon Cooks. We know Cooks was fast. We saw what he did in 2018 with the LA Rams. Do you think that Goff, given some time to get on the same page as Jameson, his deep ball accuracy can come back? Now, I'm going to say something controversial because I know how most of this chat feels. I think Goff going to be all right. I think he's going to be fine. I think he misses on the deep ball because he doesn't throw it a lot. When I went to camp in 2021 last summer, he hit, but then he missed, right? Zay says that deep ball has gone ever since LA. I would be shocked if he hit him 60, 80 yards down the field like Young did. He can get him involved. Intermediate for sure. Okay, so Bryce Young threw a what does that mean, Zay? You mean, did the ball travel 60 yards? Did it travel 80 yards? Is that what you're saying? And let me ask y'all. How many yards do you think Jared Goff, what's the maximum and minimum you think the yardage will be for Jared Goff? Meaning J-Mo comes off the line. He gone. How many air yards do you think it traveled that Jared Goff will do? Zay says 50-40. Well, I definitely got to see somebody throw the ball 80 yards. So you're sitting at the goal line. You get that thing to the 20 with pinpoint accuracy. If you're that guy, then we might have to talk about drafting you. We might have to have you drafted. I've seen 40. I've seen 50. I don't know if I've seen 80 yards. I think that might be a touch hyperbolic, but nonetheless. You know what I care about? I do care about Goff getting on the same page. I do want to see his deep ball return. I do want to see accuracy behind it. I do want him to not handicap Jameson Williams, right? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a bunch of underthrown balls. I do not. That's facts. But you know what I want to see beyond all that? I'm going to have y'all guess. Take one guess because you already know. You've been in this chat long enough to know. And if you're watching on playback right now, what do I want to see more than 60-yard bombs? Gary says wins. Facts. That's what I want to see. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Now, Jameson Williams' stats might be limited, but I'm sure that any one of these guys would trade in individual stats for wins. Any one of these guys would trade in stats for a Super Bowl playoff win. Every last one of them. I guarantee you Matthew Stafford will give up every single stat he had, fastest to this, fastest to that, to bring Detroit Lions at the time, before he got traded, a win. So, my question is this. With Jared Goff comparing Jameson Williams' speed to Brandon Cooks of 2018 and the ability for the deep ball to return, do you think Jared Goff is going to improve with his deep ball? Because it does need improvement. I'm not going to say it doesn't. It 100% does. But I also don't believe that he's had that much of an opportunity to go deep. And there you go. And you know what? Y'all love it or hate it. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see. Zay says Goff misses him, then Jack Fox comes out to punt. I'm going to be upset. Well, that's going to happen. He's going to miss people. Brady ain't a deep ball. Brady ain't a deep threat ball, but his receivers go to get it like Mike Evans and Randy Moss back in the day. Now, that's one thing that Jared Goff, I don't want to see underthrown balls. I'd rather see a 40-yard dart, like a 40-yard on a string, and Jameson takes it the rest of the way, than see a underthrown 65 yarder. Okay, Darren, listen, bro. I need to know. You know you my homie, and you know this is all love. My thing is this: what do we want? Because listen, I would take wins all day. Ugly wins instead of good-looking losses. If the Detroit Lions, all these fights what do we want, bro? Like, seriously, darn. Golden Take, listen, and I can't even get my words out. Golden Take is the Yak King, and we were winning with him. I don't understand why that's a problem. Oh, that wasn't for me. Okay. I'm serious. What's Goff's win percentage with the Lions so far? He has 7 wins and some losses. I have no idea. It's miserable. But we're not going to put that on him. Salty, come on, bro. Let's do this. We don't have to defend or antagonize Goff. You either like him or you don't. But like I said yesterday, he is the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, and there's nothing you can do about it. We can do what we're doing now, but that's it. That's literally all we can do is do this for months and months and months on end. There's nothing we can do. I understand that y'all want more. We were stuck with Matthew Stafford for 12 years. And Stafford he will scoot up in the pocket. He'll scramble when he has to, but he is not mobile. David Blau was more mobile than Matthew Stafford. I understand that you want some excitement, and that's cool. And if that comes with wins, then sign me up. If it comes with wins, if you could tell me that excitement equals wins, give them to me. Bring them here. Bring them to me. But if that excitement comes with, oh, we almost beat the Bills. Oh, we came back against the Eagles. Man, we almost beat. If it's full of almost, then leave that over there. Dern says, no, I want something better than Goff. Well, Dern, you already said if Jared Goff wins a playoff game, you will back off of him, right? You see how polarizing this guy is? Locke says, I have no idea. I have not looked at that stat. I think somebody put it in the chat. It was 62 yards. Let me ask y'all a question. In 2018, was Jared Goff throwing the deep ball? Salty says, so would you guys be willing to let our high-paid offense line go to keep and extend Goff? Okay, that's a good question. Vaitai, he need to be gone anyway. Vaitai need to be gone. Taylor Decker, I'm not sure what's going on with him. Right now, Jonah Jackson, Evan Brown, them guys in there. So, I think listen, it's funny because I think that a lot of our guys we're hard on Jared Goff for his contract when he had nothing to do with that. Meaning, him and the Lions, he had nothing to do with that. The Lions took that on. And that's what I don't understand. Like, we're dogging Goff when you should be dogging Brad Holmes. We've had this conversation already. Y'all don't want to blame the man who brought him here. Nobody ever talks about Brad Holmes. I want to know why. Why do you not talk about Brad Holmes? Zay says, the rookie contract gives you a lot of flexibility for defense and players. It's that simple. For me, for example, just look at the Bengals. Salty says, I'm willing to blame Holmes. Need more blue chip players on defense. Load up Caleb next year. I lost a lot of money gambling yesterday, so now I'm sad today. DVE, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Brought here to be a bridge QB. Okay, darn. Yeah, but your guy, Brad Holmes, brought him here for $50 million. More like 30, right? Bridge QB. I'm going to tell you what. If we don't take a QB this year, Jared Goff is not a bridge QB. Y'all can throw that out the window. If the Detroit Lions do not take a quarterback this year, the quarterback y'all want, Jared Goff is not a bridge QB. He's what y'all want him to be. That's what y'all want him to be. Brad Holmes might not feel the way y'all do. And I think it's going to be obvious because this draft class is supposed to be great. Now, a lot of people talking about Caleb Williams, right, next year. I hear that. We did not. Last year, we was talking about Bryce Young. This year, we talking about another guy. Y'all be sick if he took Hendon Hooker, wouldn't you? You would be sick. Salty says, look at the Chargers. Yeah, bro. That hurts me, man, because in my opinion, Justin Herbert was supposed to be our quarterback. No disrespect to Jeff Okudah. Justin Herbert was supposed to be the Detroit Lions quarterback. Tua family said they want to come in here. I want him anyway. Justin Herbert was supposed to be the Detroit Lions quarterback. So that's going to sting. That's going to sting like just missing out on Chase Young and all that other stuff. But you know what I will say? Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson has been getting a lot of love, and we'll make this a segment, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Ben Johnson today was asked by the media. I guess Dan Campbell maybe doesn't meet on Thursdays, something like that. But he was asked today about the head coaching, the love, the kind of the appeal, the fact that he's been getting talked about being a head coach. Now, I think defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, I think D'Amico Ryan, I think he's going to be a hot candidate coming out this year, maybe next. But Ben Johnson is also hot. Now, last year we heard Aaron Glenn was the hot coaching take. He would be in Denver, right? That was kind of like Ben Johnson is supposedly on the radar to be a head coach. Now, I think it will be some head coaching vacancies. Right now, Carolina has one. The Colts have one. The Denver Broncos are going to have one. Nathaniel Hackett will be fired. Black Monday, he out of here. Now, rumor has it that the front runner already is Dan Quinn. Almost called the brother Bob Quinn. But Ben Johnson is now this year's Aaron Glenn for the Detroit Lions. But it was something he said that I really did appreciate. He said, because you know the media, they gotta try to drag stuff out of you. You tell them I'm not going to talk about that, and they talk about it anyway, right? So Ben Johnson did something that I appreciate. The same thing that Mark Brunell did a couple weeks ago when they asked about when the Lions were sitting in like the first or second pick about a quarterback. It was, how do you feel about the fact that you're getting head coaching attention? And he said, I'm thinking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm trying to finish the season. Then down the line, they asked him again, I'm trying to finish the season. He said, I know, literally, I think it was Wojo. He said, I know you said you don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to ask you anyway. How do you balance the rest of the season with trying to be, the head coaching love that you're potentially getting? He said, I'm thinking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I like that. Will Ben Johnson be a head coach? What do y'all think? I think it's a long shot. I think just like Aaron Glenn last year, Aaron Glenn, if I'm not mistaken, did interview for the Denver Bronco job, but he didn't get it. I think this year could be pretty much the same thing. If the Lions make the playoffs or even with the top 10 offense, I think he could really be that would up his stock as a head coaching candidate. Nate says not next year, but the year after maybe. I could see that. But just like Aaron Glenn, he's regressed. Now he's in nobody's head coaching talk, right? Salty agrees. Not next year, but maybe the year after that. Well, one thing about these guys that we've seen. Oh, it was New Orleans. Okay, thank you, Nick. One thing that we've seen when it comes to these potential coordinators becoming head coaches is we need consistency. So I think you guys are right. I don't think he gets a head coaching job next year. One, because the Detroit Lions have zero tree of sending people to become head coaches, of head coaching getting plucked from, could you imagine a coach from the Dan Campbell coaching tree? No disrespect to MCDC. I'm about to say something hot, though. You got 7 wins. You got 7 wins. What do you see from people consistency? Eric Bieniemy. Something going on there because he ain't been hired one time. The people who keep getting callbacks. The people who have had head coaching jobs get fired and then get rehired. What's the guy's name from Jacksonville? Doug Peterson. Won a Super Bowl in Philly, got fired for tanking, quote unquote, and is the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. You see consistency. So Ben Johnson said all the right things. I think he meant what he said, and I don't think that he will be no matter what happens this year, I don't think he becomes a head coach because people want to see consistency. If you would have hired Aaron Glenn, if the New Orleans Saints would have hired Aaron Glenn, what would be going on over there, right? You gotta have, these guys gotta have a track record. Now, I wouldn't mind if he didn't go because we can really see what that offense does. I made a whole video on my page that the Lions need Sean Payton. Well, Sean Payton comes with a lot of baggage, a lot of stuff, and that's not going to happen. Sheila Hamp has already said that Dan Campbell, she believes in the management, and that's not happening. So let me know. Ben Johnson, will he be a head coach next year? But listen, I'm going to put out a poll on the page, okay, about what do y'all want to see on Tuesday? What do you want to see on Tuesday? We got a show starting on Tuesday at 5 EST, hosted by my man Nick, called Touchdown Detroit Lions. I'm excited. It will be done live, just like this one is. And I was just going to take that day off, let him have the day. I could also go live, but that's a lot of Lions talk. A lot of Lions talk. Kellen Moore, so we're talking about replacements for Ben Johnson. How long was Kevin O'Connell in the Rams system before he got hired? Yeah, exactly. I know it was a little while. I know it wasn't after 1 year. More call-ins from fans. Oh, yeah, so single dad. So here's the plan. Let me as we wrap today up. We've been on for almost an hour, 20 minutes. Here's the plan. So I think Nick's going to be on camera. My goal was by the end of the season to get on camera. That was my goal. There's nothing keeping me off camera now, really. I'm just trying to complete my setup first. This is a little bit more relaxed for me because I can do whatever I want to behind the camera. But the goal was to be on camera, and that's still the goal. In the offseason, I'm going to buy me a desk. I'm going to try to get a couple more cameras for angle changes and stuff like that. So I don't have one stagnant camera. But one thing I noticed about YouTube, and a lot of people get stuck on, even myself, I've been doing this for 5 years, talking sports, and you get stuck on you not having everything. Everything has to be perfect. And if you wait on that to happen, you won't ever get started. So, but this show got me super excited. I love starting stuff from the ground up. I love it. It's super enjoyable. So the goal is to do that once I get on camera. Open up, have legitimate segments. And my goal, I know Woodward takes like one phone call. I've heard Salty on there a few times. Again, I don't listen to them, but sometimes they're because we all watch the same thing, it's in my feed. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I'm enticed. I click on it to see what's going on. But I know Salty on the line a lot. I know he on the line a lot. You have to wear pants when you're on camera. Well, not from the if you're sitting down, you don't. But yeah, man, I love the daily shows, Grid. Keep being consistent with it. Oh, Lions, they already coming, man. We're pushing 600 subscribers. Pushing 600 subscribers. Oh, we forgot to do the segment. We forgot to do the segment. It never does good anyway, but we forgot to do it about the show. Not the show, I'm sorry, about the outcome of this week's games. But it doesn't do that well anyway on this channel. It does all right. It does okay on my other channel too, but we'll just skip it for this week. But listen, no, Derwin, we are. That's my whole goal. And my goal is to take a bunch of phone calls, Like, real talk, we could be on for 2 hours. Like, real talk, bro. I got to really kind of change my schedule around, but the goal is for me to appear on camera, start taking call-ins. I want a Pistons dude. I want a Red Wings guy. I'm on the lookout. You got any creator that might be interested, please send him or her my way. I would love that. Here, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this with love, all right? Because I have no beef. But we need somebody to rival Woodward Sports. And Woodward Sports is the reason that I got off my behind and I started doing this. Because if y'all don't know the history, this was supposed to be us Detroit YouTubers. We were supposed to be doing this. But ego got in the way. And that will ruin anything. I want y'all to understand, man, ego is a crazy thing. Just like it was portrayed in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Ego is a crazy thing. Ego will destroy anything, 100%. So always, y'all, whatever you're doing in life, just keep your ego in check. If you got something that you are good at or something like that, have somebody to ground you. Whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, whatever it is, have somebody keep you grounded. Keep you grounded, because if you don't stay grounded, your head get too big and you start floating up, you gone, and can't nobody grab you then. So just remember that. Zoe says, that's me. I'm not up. Wait, what? But I don't cover Detroit. I just cover football. Okay. Hey, Zoe, we might have a spot for you too, bro. We have a spot. I got a spot for everybody. So listen, appreciate y'all. What y'all think the Lions gonna do? Let me know. Yeah, what the thing is when they kind of like gave me that nudge, bro. They gave me that nudge to get in this, to stop procrastinating and get in it, and I'll probably never be as big as them, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay, because I don't need to be as big as them. I just need to do what I like to do and what y'all like to see. That's all. And my this was about the people. So I will be taking call-ins and stuff like that. So listen, y'all are awesome, man. That's the end of the show. You got your wish, the extended show. Don't forget, we back on Monday. Lions need a win to stay in this thing. We are in the hunt graphic. We need a win. And the Detroit Lions are in this thing. Me personally, I believe we need a Giants win. We got to keep the Commanders at bay. But either way, it helps us. But I see the Giants falling out of the playoff picture. And I see that the Detroit Lions have a chance to get up in there. So we are going to be back Monday, and I hope that we are talking about a Detroit Lions win. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate the love. Make sure y'all sub to the channel, hit the notification bell, and don't miss the new show, Touchdown Detroit Lions, airing exclusively here Tuesday at 5 o'clock. I'll put out a poll and see if y'all want me on the same day. You guys are awesome, man. Take care of yourself, and let's go get this win, Lions. Let's go get this win. I'll see y'all later.